Thank you. Just want to say, big crowd, really good to see everybody, and very special to see principal, my old principal, David Odling-Smee. I come in as a 13-year-old to this college in the third term of 1973. And it was pretty scary because, you know, we like to stick in our own little groups and our own boundaries, but we come here and we've learned to be one together as Aboriginal kids that had to come and learn and help each other along. We had ups and downs, and so we helped each other navigate all of that through the ups and downs. 1973, I was a skinny kid, a very shy kid. I didn't talk much with anybody, not even the staff. I was afraid of getting into trouble. So I really focused on education. But I had this feeling that I just can't do things on my own. This is one of the strong messages I want to give to the students today. You can't do anything on your own. You need other people around you, other students around you, staff around you, friends, people in communities. They're the one going to hold your hand and help you. You know which one to go to, who these people are. I call them circle of support. You'll know who they are as you go along because they'll give you that strength, they'll give you that guidance. So I did a quick list of things to talk about. I've since covered a lot of things when I left college and high school, went on to do more studies. I stayed here at Yirara, 1973 to 1977, and I boarded here, but also catching the bus every morning to Alice Springs High School. I was a student there. That was a big culture shock to me. In my first year, being in class with all these other kids from different backgrounds, that really spun me out, you know? And I wasn't really focusing on education. I was focusing on me. How can I get over this feeling, you know, of fear maybe, feeling uncomfortable, feeling out of place? That too was a part of me that was challenging at that time. And so I stuck with our kids that all of us from Yirara that attended high school, we had each other's backs. And I'd like to say you kids need to do the same, because years later when we're out of high school, out and back in our communities and working, we still care for each other. We still lift each other up and reach out to one another. No matter where I go in my job, there's someone out there knows my background or have been here with me at Yirara College as teenagers. So where did education take me? Where did my education start? Where did it start? For me, it started at Bush. My name's Valda Napurrula Shannon, Wandabari. I was born at Alikarang. Used to be Warrabri settlement back in my day. I was born there, I was raised there. I did all my primary schooling out there. And then in 1970, we had a choice of where to go, Camildo or Yirara. I said, I'm hanging out for Yirara College. That's why I come this way in 73. I'm Walpri Warramoo. They're my two main languages. I've been working for the Aboriginal Interpreter Service for 10 years. I am nationally accredited interpreter in both of those languages. I interpreted the Kuminjay Walker's inquest, coronial inquest here in Alice Springs. I am the Walpri interpreter assigned to that job. So where else did my education take me? I developed a resource that looks at our way, bringing in our way of thinking and doing and helping us to understand how can we make ourselves strong when there's risk of suicide. So I helped develop the Suicide Story program. through MECA, Mental Health Association Central Australia, here in Alice Springs. But we developed the program in Tennant Creek. I worked with elders' guidance and input from the Barkly region. And that's why most of the content of that course, the sessions, the metaphors, the cultural metaphors, some of them are universal. You know, the way we think, the way we talk. What are we going to do when somebody's at risk of suicide? What am I going to do when I'm feeling low? So we use the fire to help us understand about my spiritual fire. How low, how high. We'll see someone else that's going through the same and make connection, make contact, lift each other up, keep each other safe. So I helped develop this wonderful resource. We've now, since a couple of years ago, moved it up to AMSANT in Darwin, and now it's about to go right across top half of Queensland and Western Australia, as well as Northern Territory in the next 12 months. And I also went to, I attended the United Nations Indigenous Forum in New York to talk about this program. I had opportunities. There were a lot of people, Indigenous, from other countries, come work with us. And I said, no, I'm going home. I've got to get back to Tennant Creek because I was working as an interpreter. But I didn't feel ready. I wasn't feeling ready to go and live in another country. But the opportunity was there. What else am I able to do with my education that started here at Yirara College? Well, I sit on few committees. 2 of them are national, 2 of them are territory-wide, and 2 local in Tennant Creek. Pretty busy, eh? Well, one national organisation that I'm a member of is the Indigenous Peoples Organisation Australia. I am the Central Australian rep and the voice for remote communities because I live in Tennant Creek. I live in a town camp. I don't live in town. And you know, everybody, a lot of things about town camp and about our people, mainly negative, eh? But how did I stay on, live there, and achieved what I have achieved over many years? I'm just giving you snapshots. There's a lot more things I've done. But these things I talk about now is important. From where did I start here at Yirara College? I didn't start, people ask me, Napurrula, where did you get your education? Did you go interstate? I said, all my education, my grounding, my foundation through school was all in Central Australia. Alikrang or Warburg School back then in the 70s, Yirara College and Alice Springs High School. That's where I got my education from. And education is important. I used to think, yeah, oh, well, that's what they say. I can see these other mob doing other things, you know, going off. They're not really worrying about education. But since coming to this college, it made me open my eyes to other things. It can take me somewhere. Education can and will if I keep focused and I put into practice what I learned. There's been other people that have learned so many things but didn't put it into practice. And they're sitting there in our communities, you know, wondering what to do next, or just running with everybody else that are just sitting around and doing nothing. And I want to encourage you students, please don't do that. We need you. We need you to be active in our communities. I speak too as an elder. I'm a grandmother now, and I speak as an interpreter of 10 years, looking and working with all government departments. And what scares me right now is, and I'm talking to you students, the data, the stats on Aboriginal people, we are high in everything. High in it being, being hospitalized, high being locked up, high. Who's going to bring it down? Who's going to help bring those stats down? And I'm really sharing my message strongly to you students. It's us. We are the people that need to get in there. We people of the language, culture, country, because we live those issues every day and night. So students, please, when you leave college, keep going, keep learning. I went on to Bachelor College, did my teacher training. I got my teacher's degree. I went back to Alicrang School and taught. Then I moved to Tennant Creek. And I worked with the elders in the night patrol, and they put me into a program. Now, I've taught Warramung at the Language Centre, and I even taught at the high school, mixed classes. And after that, the elder said, no, Napurrula, we want you over here at Julalakari. And I worked as first ever paid position in night patrol. That was back in the ATSIC day. I was coordinator. Old people said, come, Napurrula, you are the one we want. And I'm telling you, students, please, let's focus. Elders will see what you got. Not only elders, non-Indigenous people too. Today, I tell you, I am really highly sought after. People want me everywhere. And today, I'm supposed to be at work, and I thought, no, I'll come because I need to share the story from where I started. To you students mainly, and parents too. We struggle at home. I know that. I live in a town camp. I don't get peace there 24/7. I know that. But I don't look at that. I look at what is it that's important for us to getting the kids to school, important for me to look on after my own health and the health of my family. We have different challenges in where we live, remote communities and our town camps. We live in a different world with different set of needs that sometimes we not being listened to, but we gotta be there. You up, all you students, that's worked for us to bring these stats down. Young people getting locked up, young people getting into trouble, breaking the law. Are you kids watching the news? We have to work hard to change it. I can't see anybody else doing it. It's gotta be us, because those stats are our people, our families. I went to Reno the other day. I sat and cried. Everybody in there is our families from across Central Australia. Some of them are younger than me, you know? Let's keep working hard and learning and helping each other, because you will never gonna do it on your own. So that's, my encouragement, my main message to you students. I've been overseas. Like I said, New York. I've been to Beijing for two weeks. I attended a women's international conference. My story is one that's printed in a book. Mine is the only Australian story that made it to this book that was printed in US. And I'm talking about my own experience of what I've seen happening there. I've been reading about Beijing when I was a kid in the dusty old classroom back in my community, looking at all these ducks walking across, following the leader, the owner. And then when I was in this bus traveling in Beijing, we stopped. Here the man was walking with that stick and that white cloth like I saw in that book that I was reading. It was real. I couldn't believe it, and I'm just sitting in the bus just staring at the ducks all walking in the line. You know, you would get to places. Education will get you there. And me being involved in the IPO, the Indigenous Peoples Organization, we send our people to attend United Nations forums. We do a lot of work for our region, the Pacific region. So I'm working internationally, and I'm also involved territory-wide, nationally, and within the territory, and even in my little community of Tennant Creek. I'm involved there too, because that's where my families are. So let's get our attitude right, because I see everywhere I go, kids, young people, even in my own family, right in my house, kids are challenging me. Let's fix our attitude, hey? Let's get it right so that we're cooperating, we're listening, we're learning, and taking on new stuff, self-learning. If you're interested in something, I like to learn this one so I can get myself there. Do it, because I've been doing it too. You don't have to go and tell anybody. You just do it yourself. I want to learn about this. That might help me. But maybe talk to somebody in your circle of supporters. Make it real. Make it yours. Make it you. We don't have to live like other people, you know. I just want to remind you about those stats. All the money that's been gone there, and it's still climbing high in all those areas. So I just want to leave with a message about your own foundation, your learning foundation. Learning never stops. Circle of supporters. Learn your language and culture. Do not leave our elders out. Otherwise, you got nothing in that space, in that basket, in that gift of culture and language to share them on to the next generation. Please get alongside of your elders. It is important. That's where our learning is. It's not in the books. It's not on internet either. And yes, like I said, learning never stops. I'm still learning too. I'm still growing. So we here at Yirara, we're learning and growing together. Not you on your own. Everybody together. You know, let's make the most of it. Let's stay focused. Let's look at what's needing to be brought down only by us with our specialized skills in language and culture. Other people don't have those specialized skills that are not part of our language and culture. They are struggling. Let me tell you as an interpreter, they are struggling. They need us, and we need you. Me as an elder, I'm calling on all of you students, let us be strong in our language and culture. Let us have our backs, because there's other students that have been here with me at Yirara. I saw one already. No matter where we go, we have each other back. You know, I've been working for so long since I left Alice Springs High School, Yirara College. I still crisscross paths with these people that have been with me here at Yirara. And we still lift each other up. We cry. It's special because we are here together in this world for us, for our children, for our community, for our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Valda, for your telling your story, sharing your story, but also the words, the inspiring words, to particularly to the students, for them to listen, to value, and to then apply to their own life. You are making a difference. God bless you.